Okay, so we're back for more of these Fate Grand Order. Lostbelt 7, Nahui Mictlan had just released it by Christmas Day. By the time I live stream, there will be a split part for 3 sections, just much like in Lostbelt 6, Avalon Lefay. I don't know how much the story is gonna go so far with this Lostbelt 7. It's gonna be a long story than the actual fight. From what I know, most of the quest I was playing on my phone version, skipping over that story. It's just gonna be a lot of party restrictions. Like, can't have like bring much more servants than the thing. It will be like limitation about like 3 or 4, and I have a feeling there's gonna be a long story talking and cutscenes and stuff. Anyway, Ludicrous Ultra Banner has arrived, but I'm not gonna be rolling for her because she will be a spookable after the event banner has ended. Will be any banner available, and as well as a 5-star exchange ticket coming up soon next year. Anyway, let's jump right into Golden Sea of Trees, Nahui Mictlan. 3 stacks a little glitchy. The hell is this? A transparent with veins of a human body. By the way, this is from Lostbelt 6.5 Trom. There may be some story spoilers if you haven't beaten 6.5 with that. Even though the clear requirement says that clear Tunguska epilogue, they didn't say clear the Trom 6.5 is not necessary to beat it. However, there will be a certain story spoiler of that part. Anyway. What is that? What is this place? Looks like an operating room and a corpse of some kind. So this must be... Yeah. Gotta be what's left of the master of all the servants here. Moriarty called it Test Subject E. I'm sorry, I blanked out for a moment. I'll start gathering all the data we can right now. Good idea. Run all the scans you can. I'll see if I can find any residual magical energy or active spells. Don't really think I will, though. Hard to imagine magecraft seeing much use in the modern facility. That was... Mash! Kadak! Something's wrong here! God, don't do that! You scared the shit out of me! Okay, but I know that expression by now. You're serious, aren't you? Mash, hurry up with those scans! Right, I need about 10 more seconds to get everything here. Good, door still works. As soon as Mash is done, we're out of here. Come on, Sobras, you get over here to... You're trying to bring that corpse with us? The hell? Are you out of your damn mind? You shouldn't even be touching that. I know, and I am a little scared, but... Just leaving it here doesn't seem right. Senpai? Priced a sample, and you just... Screw it. Can't do anything anymore. Feeling okay? Yeah. Good. Mash, your 10 seconds are up. We need to go! Right, I have all the data I need. Come on, Master, let's hurry. Got it. But that's... What are you doing, Silfrost? Move your ass! bonds holding physical matter together in here are coming undone. I'm also picking up fluctuation in space-time, but this passageway is going to collapse before they even reach us. Master, Kadok, I'm sorry, but if we're going to escape, I need to carry you. Kyrie Light. How is she carrying both of us under her arms? Mash is really, really strong. Because I'm a demi-servant. Setting round shield to round forward position. Opening thruster maximum velocity. Initiating Ortonax shield. Rush mode. Please be careful not to bite your tongues. Shield rush mode? And what was that about our tongues? Okay, turn down. Well, the important thing is that the three of you made it back safely. That hour of rest seems to have paid off as well. Now, did you take your Mystic Coats to the cleaners like I told you? Yes, Director. The Mystic Coats we used in... Yes, Director. The Mystic Coats we used in the Singularity are in the lab right now. Thank you for keeping them in good shape. Excellent answer, Kyrie Light. And a good nod on your part too, Sulfrost. How about you, Kadok? Did you bring in your Mystic Coat like you were supposed to? Yeah? I'm not a moron. Not about to ignore a direct order from the commander. Very good. Love that honesty. And to be totally honest myself, I've been nothing but impressed by your performance. You did an excellent job with the Singularity. Like cake, yes? Thanks to you, it was a piece of cake. Sulfrost may be a seasoned master, but deep down, he's still an ordinary civilian, not a mage. His more soft-hearted sensibilities have sometimes clashed with my more cold-blooded mage's perspective. But you've proven useful at reconciling those two perspectives. Very useful to have around. I hope I can count on your help in the future as well, Semlupus. Especially since I assume you prefer not to wear that collar again if you don't have to. Good. I understand wanting to show your appreciation, but we don't have all day. Come to the point, please. Oh, yes, of course. Good work, getting back safely from such a large singularity. Thanks to your efforts, the singularity, which we have decided to call Trom, has disappeared. It's a great shame that our administrative vice, Sherlock Holmes, was unable to return with you. But I'm sure he'll be back eventually, and when he does, I'm going to give him the grilling of a lifetime. But we have more pressing concerns right now. We need to discuss the data Kyrie Light brought back from Area 51. I'm speaking, of course, of that mysterious realm, and that thing you found there, Test Subject E. Da Vinci and the rest of the computer room staff are analyzing it all as we speak. That includes Scion, Professor, Elrond the record keeper, and Marcus the Spiritron engineer, with assistance from Octavia. They're all working as hard as they can, so they should have a report for us sooner than later. So we're just, on standby until then? Is that why you confiscated our Mystic Codes? Yes, the ship is airborne and standing by over North America. We'll be heading to our next objective, the 7th Lostbelt in the Amazon rainforest. After you all had about 48 hours to recuperate. So we have 2 days to rest? That would be a huge help. Senpai and Kadok both worked very hard down there. Yeah, honestly. Not my idea of a good time. We could definitely use a break. Especially Silkfrost. A good meal and a warm bed will do way more for him than any energy drink. You mean in terms of bolstering his mental state? Accurate. Summoning servants requires a great deal of mental energy. I would therefore like to be certain he gets at least 2 days off each week. We're back, Scion. Congratulations on completing your mission. I am glad to see you all back safe and sound. Not to suggest I was ever concerned. If anything, things went largely as I calculated. That's so. Guess it doesn't sound like a joke coming from one of Atlas Elite's alchemists. Does that mean you knew about Holmes too? Did you know he was a disciple of the foreign god? That Moriarty was going to beat him in that singularity?
Ah, you certainly do not pull your punches. Or is it bites, as you are a wolf? At any rate, you are correct. I was certain Holmes was one of the foreign god's disciples. For two reasons. First, the report I saw at the Atlas Institute during the Sixth Singularity. It said Holmes acquired information by synchronizing with Trihermes. That may not sound like much, but Trihermes is the heart and mind of the entire Atlas Institute. The sheer volume of information contained within would instantly shatter the spirit urging of any ordinary heroic spirit attempting to access it. Sherlock Holmes may have been exceptional, but his storage capacity was still nowhere near that of a divine spirit. There is simply no way a heroic spirit of a human, no, a standard servant, could endure such a thing. That's a good point. I never thought twice about it before because, well, it was Holmes, but... Second, he, of all people, never once even attempted to contemplate what the foreign god wants. He did not think about it because he did not know, but rather because he must not know. A detective who was supposed to reveal the truth was lying about who he himself was. I cannot speak to how difficult that decision was for Holmes to make, but his reasons for making it were abundantly clear. If I pursue the answer to this question, I will be destroyed. For Chaldea's sake, I must not think about this any further. That was the best, if not the only way he had to walk that line. He may have technically been a foreign god's disciple, but forgetting that allowed him to be Chaldea's friend and ally, and that remained true till the very end. As soon as he realized the truth of who he was, he chose to throw himself over the falls so he would not become our enemy. Of course, that still leaves one other question. When the foreign god first summoned Holmes, why did a heroic spirit of his caliber agree to be her disciple in the first place? I am still not quite sure of the answer to that myself. Still, the fact remains that he had no choice but to erase his own memories and disappear before he learned the truth about himself. At least, so long as he planned on remaining Novum Chaldea's friend. Anyway, that is the extent of what I was able to figure out. Are you satisfied now, Cadaxem Lupus?
So you couldn't trust him as Holmes the detective, but you did trust him as Chaldea's ally. Well, if you know all that, do you know what his goal was too? If Holmes was one of foreign god's disciples, then why did he originally make contact with Chaldea? What was the foreign god wanted him to do?
Why, to help Chaldea, of course.
Huh?
Though his reasons for doing so differed as a disciple and after he forgot that facet of himself. He would have taken the same actions in either case. As a foreign god's disciple, his job was to help Chaldea fight the Lostbelt. That is why the foreign god did not get rid of him herself. He was doing the job she gave him. But once the young Professor Moriarty was chosen to be a disciple, Holmes' days were numbered. My guess of the foreign god's command was something along the lines of, help Chaldea until they reach point A, then from point B onward, you are forbidden to help them further. In this case, point A was probably the fifth Lostbelt, and point B was everything that came after. Or alternatively, it may have been something like, once Chaldea passes point A, destroy them from within. Either way, that time finally came, and he had to choose between Holmes the disciple and Holmes the administrative advisor to Chaldea. Ultimately, he went over the falls. He chose to remain Chaldea's administrative advisor. That's the part I don't get. Even if Holmes did have to lose to Moriarty so that Soapfrost team could defeat them, shouldn't he still have come back alive if he wanted to fight against a foreign god? I agree. It does not make sense. The Holmes we know would never willingly choose to kill himself. So that is both the biggest unanswered question, as well as a hint to the foreign god's true nature. Holmes must have had no choice. Holmes must have had no choice but to exit stage left, so to speak. He knew that, even as Chaldea's administrative advisor. As long as he was alive, he would have no choice but to obey the foreign god. It was unlike an ordinary servant contract. Something more like a fetish he was helpless to. Sorry to interrupt. Are you all still in the command room?
Yes, we are. I'm reluctant to ask, but what is it, technical advisor?
We were just studying test subject E when we came across one hell of a bonus. Apparently, there was an explosive computer virus hidden in a corner of that mysterious lab, and... Oh crap, it's gonna blow up. Here, I'll put it up on the screen there so you guys can see this too.
Did you say blow up? What are you talking about? Don't just let it explode. Cover it up with something and toss it outside. Oh, it's you. Testing. Can you hear me? Are you getting this? Oh, that's a good angle. Shame I don't have a chair here, but oh well. Good day, Chaldeans. Or is it evening now? I'm James Moriarty, notorious evil genius. If you open this file, then I'd probably disappear. What a pity. So I've taken the liberty of recording this video in case the unthinkable should happen to yours truly. Now, I'm sure you and I have had our share of trouble by this point, but I'd like you to put all that behind you. My goal was to save the world, which has proved to be a task Chaldean. Or rather, Soapfrost is unfortunately not up to. I can save the world far better than he can. Of that, I am, or rather, was absolutely certain. To be clear, I am not doing this out of concern for Master Soapfrost. I probably did not say as much, since I'm a shy fellow at heart, so I'll let it all out here. I have no faith in Soapfrost's capabilities whatsoever.
I'm sorry, but would you mind if I burn this file out of our data banks?
Let's just try not to let him get to us for now. If you're seeing this file, then you must have also acquired information on test subject E. While it should be your job to analyze it and determine what it is, I've decided to be generous and make things a little easier for you. Test subject E is not a terrestrial being. It is the remnants of a being humanity secreted it away, probed, and experimented upon in that facility over 100 years. I believe its cries of agony as it lay dying are what drew the foreign guide, its compatriot, here. Unfortunately, I could not determine anything beyond that. I simply lacked the necessary data. Still, with Trismegistus 2 on the storm border, I'm sure you'll be able to arrive at that answer yourself. Alright, Chaldea, farewell. I pray that you're able to uncover the truth. No, on second thought, I don't. Miracles happen only where they're meant to. Praying to God is for students who forgot to do their homework. That smug son of a bitch! He just wanted to kick us when we were down.
What a terrible professor! I hope he's not a bad influence on you, Master.
I trust Cadox of Lupus and Mascarilite have finished voicing their opinions by now. Before I go, let me give you one last bit of a helpful advice. I would hate to leave on our so sour, unhelpful a note that Chaldea ultimately declines to summon me. You should know that you have precious little time left to you. You Olga Marie, the foreign god, is planning to strengthen her spirit urgent even further. She means to do so via the entity of the outer realm that sleeps in South America, which is one of Brishan's, the Magus Association's folklore department's ultimate taboos. It is an extraterrestrial being known as ORT. It could be considered a true invader of this world. And you Olga Marie plans to merge with it. Are you surprised? I do hope you're surprised. Anyway, your deadline fast approaches. You may have defeated me, but you have no time to rest on your laurels. The moment the foreign guy gets her hand on ORT, humanity has lost. So if you don't want to see this planet, brimming as it is with possibilities most wicked, split in two, I suggest you hurry. Did he really say ORT?
What's ORT?
You mean you don't know? Oh, right. You wouldn't, would you? Damn it! You didn't grow up hearing ORT would gobble you and your whole house up if you didn't go to sleep when you were told? Well, I, for one, am jealous. How do I... To put it in terms even you would understand, it's sort of a ghost story of the mage world. ORT is said to be a monster from outer space that came to South America before the AD era began. They say it kills anyone who even gets close to it in an instant. No mage has ever entered its territory and lived to tell the tale. And yet, for some reason, maybe they decided it was too dangerous to be left to its own devices, or perhaps just out of pure academic curiosity. A Grand Mage and 6 Grand Mages decided to raid its territory in South America back in the 16th century. Oh, in case you don't know, a Grand Mage is the very best of the magecraft world. They are monsters powerful enough to single-handedly rival the might of entire nations. Grand Mages are one level below Grand, but they're still incredibly talented geniuses who are nearly as strong as Grand Mages. So getting 7 incredibly powerful mages together for a single expedition was something that had just never been seen before. In fact, they say the mood at their campsite before they set out wasn't too far off from a festival. But ultimately, only one mage made it back alive. You must not go near that thing yet. There's nothing alive on Earth right now that can match it. Wait for the next era. Let us entrust our hopes to the creatures, whatever they may be, which evolved after our extinction. After he spoke those words, he turned into crystal right before the eyes of everyone who gathered to hear him. That mage's name was Astia. He was one of the 12 lords of the clock tower at the time. The incident is what prompted the Dean of the Mages Association and Clock Tower to dub the monster ORT. And ever since, that particular region in South America has been known to be off limits to all of humankind. Though at least, in the Pisson Mage family I grew up in, this was all just a tall tale. If Gordolf's reaction is anything to go by, the nobles must have been taught that story as fact though. A fact scary enough they apparently used it to threaten kids in behaving. So, there's been another alien on Earth this whole time? Exactly! No one should ever go near ORT. As they say, wake not a sleeping alien. My old dean once said, as long as the planet doesn't scream, ORT will never wake up. It slumbers deep beneath South America. So we must make sure to leave it alone. If it stirs, there will be no safe place left on the planet. That's how scary this monster is. It's even worse news than the foreign guy.
I had no idea a mystic like that was sleeping in South America. As a captain myself, I can't say I'm not intrigued.
That right there, that's the kind of curiosity that nearly destroyed the whole world. Don't you dare indulge it.
I just remembered something. I once read an article about ORT in Chaldea's library. It said ORT was, at present, the most powerful, unknowable life form mages had yet discovered. It's said to be a huge extraterrestrial being which resembles nothing so much as a spider. Its ectodermis is supposedly hard, soft, hot, and cold all at once. It generates energies inside its body using nuclear fusion, transform any matter it touches into crystal. And it's a threat to humanity that won't be comprehensible to human technology until the year AD 3000.
Damn, seriously? Is that bad?
This is far, far beyond anything I calculated. The foreign god wants to merge with ORT, but she is already more than powerful enough already. Why would she undergo such an unnecessary alteration? Well, since she also claimed to be president of Earth, I'm guessing she may just be greedy. This is absurd. If we were to assign a value to Chaldea's present fighting ability, we might say it is level 50. The foreign god would already be level 1000 in that case. There is no need for her to grow yet more powerful. And yet, she wishes to merge with ORT and become, let us say, level 10,000? There's such a thing as over-preparing. Anyway, if Moriarty went to the trouble of leaving us that video, then it is almost certainly true. Koda, Da Vinci, I propose an immediate change of plans. Though we need to verify that Yoga Marie is indeed capable of fusing with other life forms at all. Her success in doing so with ORT would leave us absolutely no chance of victory. Not even the sacred sword we have finally finished would be any use against her. The plan we drew up in Britain would be useless. According to Trismegistus 2's prognostications, a threat of that scale has yet to appear on this planet. There must be some reason the foreign god has not yet been able to find ORT, in which case, we do not have a moment to lose. I am setting the Stormboarder's course for the 7th Lostbelt immediately. We will finish our preparations on the way. We must find the foreign god and defeat her before she can merge with ORT.
To the land of the dead. Let me open up these wiki. Sometimes I'm gonna get fucked up with flying up. So on the Arrow 2 there will be boss fight. Yeah, I already knew that.
Hey, it fits perfectly. Abijah did a wonderful job, as usual. That Mr. Code was designed for the expedition to the 7th Lostbelt. Well, really, for the battle with the foreign god. The Stormboarder is en route to South America. Our airspeed is 900 kilometers per hour. We should arrive in about 4 hours. I know it isn't much, would you like to sleep the next 2 hours or so?
Thanks, but I'm okay.
Then I'll make you a cup of tea to help you relax. One with lots and lots of honey.
Oh, good. Everything's still in good working order after your emergency assault in Trom. We shouldn't have to worry too much about sending you out to South America. You'll be able to operate there full time. Thank you, Da Vinci. I feel better. During that, I may be off base, but I feel like I've been in better shape than ever lately. The Black Barrel is still a challenge, but I feel much more comfortable handling the Ortonox now. So it would seem. Your physical capabilities have definitely improved a fair bit. Keep growing like this, and you could well be one of the strongest servants around one day. We're all very proud to have you representing Novum Chaldea. Thank you, Da Vinci. I'm still not sure I deserve so much praise, but I'll do my best to be worthy of it. Oh, but speaking of the Black Barrel, I will be restricting your use of it even more. From here on, as a rule, you're only to use it to fire simple, compressed magical energy rounds. Calculating a target's life scale with the accomplishments measure, forming the Black Barrel itself, and generating a deck counter are all off limits. All that puts too much strain on your body and relies too much on Master's luck. Also, I don't want you firing even the simple rounds in urban areas either. I've already told Sopras that too. The rounds affect too large of an area to leave us any hope of avoiding collateral damage. I think that's the right decision. The deck counter breaks some of the world's own laws. I understand it's not the kind of thing that should be used recklessly. Exactly. There's a reason the Atlas Institute was afraid of turning the very concept of death itself into a weapon. And one more thing. Standard servants have spirit bodies. even when they materialize, they're still made out of ether. They don't have any actual flesh, and they can never grow beyond the abilities they had when they were added to the throne of heroes. But as you're obviously aware, Gamma servants have human bodies which have had the spirit urgent transplanted into them. You aren't able to use a spirit form, but you do have a real physical body. The advantages that gives you are becoming more apparent. As I've mentioned before, your spirit urgent pattern is growing with your body. Well, it does look like that growth stems from changes in your mental state rather than actual physical changes, but never mind that for now. The problem is that you're approaching the state of a heroic spirit even though you're still alive. And you remember what servants are called in the Magecraft world, right? Ghostliners. At any rate, if you want to get stronger than you are already, it won't be all that long before you lose the Demi qualifier. So I want you to really think about that. Before it happens. Because growth is inevitable, and there won't be any going back. But hey, no need to worry about it too much. If you feel like you're getting too close for comfort, just take off the Orthodox and come back to the border. We're not in the same boat we were before. We have allies we can depend on here in Novum Chaldea. You don't have to fight all our battles by yourself. If you need help, we'll work together to come up with something. Sopros knows that just as well as I do. Neither of you have given up on Director Olga Marie, have you? Then I'll be with you every step of the way. I mean, she's obviously the same Olga Marie in Chaldea's database, isn't she? I still have no idea how we can neutralize her, but if we can, there'll be plenty of chances to talk.
The Stolen Border will soon be passing through Central America. No sign of enemy interference from Mexico to Guatemala. Once we cross this vast stretch of white seawater, we'll be at the South American storm wall. The operation begins in 20 minutes.
Alright, I trust all Novum Chaldea personnel are at their assigned stations, yes? We may have moved the timetable up significantly, but our preparations for this operation have been complete for some time now. There's no call for panic now, right, Technical Advisor?
Of course! Remember our foreign god trump card? This scared sword that weaponizes the very concept of a holy weapon? We'll be loading into our primary cannon, the Hume Barrow Ray Proof, which uses both proper human history legitimacy and humanity itself as ammunition. We've run over 100 million simulations with the Trismegistus 2, and it's had a 99.99% success rate. There won't be any problem deploying it in live combat, even with its transformation sequence.
Wonderful! I knew our technical advisor wouldn't let us down. By the way, this primary cannon, does it have a firing mechanism in the command room that looks like a gun's trigger? You'll have to show me later. Come on, Chops. The call was already made that the Marines would be firing it, wasn't it? Give it up, would you? Of course I know that, Gibbler. Okay. Of course I know that, Gibbier. I just wanted to indulge my sense of adventure for a bit.
Do you still want to hear my report on Test Subject E, Commander?
I definitely do. What did you find out?
Little of substance, unfortunately. I learned only 3 things. 1. The operating room had cutting-edge equipment from the same level of civilization as our own. 2. Test Subject E is of a completely unknown species. Trismegistus 2 had no data on it whatsoever. 3. Though it had been cleaned up, we found a great deal of human blood and tissue there. I will need additional time to conduct a more thorough analysis, but right now, the Lostbelt takes priority. So I have halted further analysis with Trismegistus 2 for the time being. Any questions?
You said you found human blood? Does that mean someone was killed?
Good catch! It had been thoroughly cleaned, but we still detected a fair amount of blood and little flesh as well. So yes, barring suicide, It is possible a murder was committed there.
But it was an operating room, right? Couldn't someone have made a mistake during an operation?
I see. True. There is at least half a chance of that. Though I do not believe most surgical errors result in blood splattering a full meter from the operating table.
That's enough about Test Subject E. We'll be in hostile territory soon. How are our reinforcements coming along?
On it. This is the computer room. Summoning room. For this mission, the Trismegistus 2 is recommending we summon 4 servants. While it would be more energy efficient to summon them from inside a Lostbelt, we wouldn't want a repeat of the Britain situation. We've already summoned the first servant. He's headed to command room right now. Just be patient, and we'll have the other 3 on their way soon too.
A wise decision. We'd be royally screwed if we only realized we couldn't summon any new servants after we already entered the Lostbelt. Anyway, I wonder who's the first heroic spirit to help us conquer the final Lostbelt will be. South America has a share of harsh environments, realized. So I suspect it'll be a muscle-bound, headstrong, uncultured gorilla of a servant forgotten by civilized Nito Chris, of course.
Who are you calling uncultured? Such insolence from Chaldea's commander!
Nito Chris.
Yes, it's me. I'm glad to see you in good health, Silfrash. I heard your pleas for help and came to assist.
I take it you know this servant? Nito Chris, have you retained memories of your previous summoning? That is, of meeting Silfrash and Mash in the 6th singularity?
It seems I have, yes. If you use Command Spirit Urgent Graph to summon me, that could explain why I retained memories of that summoning. However, this is still technically our first meeting, so a proper introduction must be made. You may raise your heads. People are I see they're all already raised. How insolent! I suppose I'll let it slide this once. My name is Nitocris. I am the incarnation of the Sky God and the wielder of the Mirror of the Underworld. Admittedly, I'm not familiar with South America, but the glory of a pharaoh shines brightly wherever she may go. You may pay me homage and rely upon my aid.
So you're the first servant accompanying us, Nitocris. That's encouraging news. Next. One second. Alright, so you're the first servant accompanying us, Nitocris. That's encouraging news. Though, you seem a little, different than the Nitocris we've met before.
That, Mash, is because my spirit urgent is different. This time, I have my full power right from the start. Thanks to the Storm Border providing me with a vast amount of magical energy, my spirit urgent has reached its final ideal form. What's more, I can now move about without my master's presence thanks to having gained independent action.
So you can act all on your own now? That's great!
That is what you're happiest about? I'm astonished. Or better yet, stupefied. At any rate, this time around, I am very independent servant. I require no magical energy from my master, nor am I bound to Chaldea in any way. I am completely free. However, I also understand what it is I have to do, even without the restriction of a contract. I, Pharaoh Nitocris, will do everything I can to help Chaldea achieve victory and restore proper human history.
Well, sure. It'll be handy to have one of the escort servants be able to act independently. But the sheer amount of magical energy needed for that, not to mention the courage it takes to let a servant run around all on their own, is just insane. You guys must trust this Nitocris a hell of a lot. Yup, even when she was our enemy, she helped us out a ton. Nitocris, I'd like you to guard Master. Well, the whole field ops team, really. We expect a journey to South America to involve a lot of travel on foot. So we need a servant who's flexible, good in group battles, and knows curative magecraft for disease and injury.
So you're basically a bodyguard, huh? In that case, I ought to introduce myself too. Hiya! I'm Habit Drive. Think of me as a guardian fairy who lives in Mash's shield. What a polite one you are. You must be one of the Bastet's kin, huh? Bastet's kin, A pleasure to meet you. What's a Bastet?
Very good. And we still have 3 more servants to summon. Very reassuring. I knew I preferred Lostbelts to singularities. Perhaps now we'll be able to enact the mass servant deployment plan we weren't able to use in Tunguska. We'll have that tree of emptiness cut down in no time, Flap. Once you found it, of course. Oh wait, there is no tree of emptiness reading in the South American Lostbelt. Isn't that right, Scion?
It is. We see none of the energy readings peculiar to the trees of emptiness in the South America Lostbelt. Though, of course, the fact that this Lostbelt continues to exist must mean there is something equivalent to it. Perhaps it somehow died, as in Britain, or as in China, it may have been hidden.
Either way, the tree of emptiness can wait this time. Our top priority here is defeating the foreign god. We have to stop you Olga Marie before she confused with ORT. Please don't forget that.
It looks like we're all on the same page with this operation. And good timing. The storm border is just about to arrive at the storm wall. Everyone, get back to your seats and strap in. Run Triton engines 1 through 3 in parallel. Run Triton engines 1 through 3 in parallel. Allocate 60% to propulsion, 40% to defenses. Preparing to breach the supercell surrounding the Lostbelt. Activate the valves. Dimension piercing drill. It's time to finally take the fight to the foreign god. We made it through the storm wall! Damage to horrors! Of course, minimum! Alright! Cut the commentary. Focus on the report. Get me an external view on the monitor. I want to see this Lostbelt for myself. Roger that! Switching monitor external camera feed.
Okay. It's a wasteland. I expected to see the Amazon rainforest. It looks more like we just flew straight into hell. Dry, barren ground, thick storm clouds everywhere. No plants or animals anywhere. Rain of volcanic ash. The Amazon is said to be Earth's lungs, but this place is completely inhospitable to human life. It's like a prime example of volcanic winter. Even for a Lostbelt, this is utterly beyond the pale.
I cannot agree more, Gordon. This is a far cry from Biosphere 1. I am aware Lostbelts are dead branches of human history, but this does not even appear to be part of the same tree. What could have caused this? What process could have resulted in such an environment? Yes, this is shocking. Excuse me, but I think you'll want to see this. It's a measurement of the local landmass. What do you make of it, Scion?
What is this? Huh? What the? It seems vaguely familiar. Do you know what it is, Sim Lupus? Yeah, I do. Can't remember what it's called, though. You tell them, Kyrie Light. It looks like Pangea? But
but that shouldn't be possible. Possible or not, that is exactly what it is. The supercontinent of Pangaea.
I don't understand. Super or not, how can a continent be medicinal? Surely such an inhospitable place as this can't be called a panacea. Not Panacea, Pangaea. The giant landmass from the Mesozoic era that every continent on Earth broke off from. Back in prehistoric times, there was a ton of continental movement and collision happening on the Earth's crust. And at one point, the continents of Earth were all stuck together, becoming a single landmass. That was the supercontinent of Pangaea. As in the era that took place between 252 and 66 million years ago? Yeah, that one. With the Triassic. Yeah, that one. With the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. Man, he just rattled those numbers right off the top of his head. Is he a paleontology nut or something? Ha 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 ha! What are you silly Billy's talking about? You do realize this is 2019, right? Well, we're in 2024, nearing the end. Nearing the beginning of 2025. So, how in the world could we be seeing the Earth from 66 million years ago here? I really wish I knew. Strictly speaking, I don't think this is actually Pangaea, though. I mean, there's just no chance of an environment like this giving rise to humanity. They say humans' first ancestors appeared 66 million years ago, but nothing could possibly live here. This looks more like the aftermath of a mass extinction event then. Wait, that's it! A mass extinction! Maybe what we're seeing here is... What is it, Bo? Are you trying to tell us something?
Imagine your life. We have an identified object 10 kilometers off our bow. It's heading right for us. It's fast and it's freaking me out. It's not even flying. It's surging through space by warping itself repeatedly. It's closing in on us quickly. What do we do, Captain?
Keep it together, Marine. Brace the storm border's electromagnetic barrier and brace for an attack. Look out. Tell us what we're dealing with. Better yet, put it up on the monitor.
Yes, right away.
Here's the enemy silhouette. Oh, crap.
Well, what do you know? It's you, Olga Marie.
Oh, it's you. You came here on purpose. Are you a pack of idiots? Huh. So you thought you'd keep your recent momentum going and cut down the 7th tree of emptiness, did you? You should have thought better. Do you even realize where you are? I chose this Lostbelt myself to serve as my home away from home. I can sense anything amiss here instantly. And I'll be damned if I start letting unauthorized migrants in while I'm still Earth's ruler. Normally, I would just use my gravity field to crush you and your dinky little ride in a blink of an eye. But rejoice! I'm in an excellent mood just now. You see, I just killed 7 of your grand servants, the so-called pinnacles of humanity's final magecraft, all at once. So you know what? I'm going to give you all a chance. Time to show you I'm the only being worthy of ruling this planet rather than just telling you. Now, come on out, humans! This will be your final battle, so let's make sure it's at least face to face.
She's here already? This is all so sudden. I can't even think. And what was that about home away from home? What does she think this is? A vacation? Well, at least she's giving us a chance. Apparently, she's so confident that she doesn't mean to use those ludicrously powerful pseudo-black holes. The fool! Alright then, if it's a servant fight she wants, it's a servant fight she'll get. Master Sopras, you'll stay here in the command room to summon and command your servants remotely. Mash Kairilite, you head out to the deck and guard them. Remember, you're the cornerstone of our defense. Scion, Da Vinci, you said we were good to go at any time, yes?
Of course! The Hume barrel can begin its firing sequence right now.
Good. Then we'll begin the operation immediately. Our target is Yu Olga Marie, the fallen god. We'll start by defeating her in a servant battle, then pull her off the border's deck. After that, we'll hit her with a direct blast from the Hume barrel and completely neutralize her. Remember, everything is riding on this one battle. Let's go, people. Give it everything you've got, and then some. I'll change this one to that.
お前たちの旅もここまでだ。今まで見逃されていたなどと思っていたか？違うな。少し忘れていただけだ。神にひれ伏してよい。
That's better. But now, I hope.
もの古きルーンどれにしこういうこともできる。
殺しちゃおう。行くよ。霧の都、私たちの地獄はここからマリアザジッパー。こっちだよ。お腹空いてるんだもん。残念、こっち。
7機では足りん。百筆神にひれ伏してよい。外すものか。
お母さんいる？
なんだ？命令とな。
切るね。
いいかね。もろいもろい。盛り上がってきた。7機では足りん。100機連れて沸騰せよ。盛り上がってきた。7機では足りん。100機連れてこい。神にひれ伏してよい。7機では足りん。100機連れてこい。
Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God.
これが効くはずだ。朝の来たからな。
これだね。
もみもみ。
ヨヤミに
これが効くはずだ。
I don't trust that.
悪性を摘出するよ。えぐり出すってこと。切るね。行くよ。子よりは地獄。私たちは炎、雨、力、マリアザリッパー。やっ徘徊するよ。残念、こっち。
Got you, bitch. You Olga Marie is unscathed.
そら見たことか。忘れていただけと言っただろう。諦めて私に祈るのね。
Oh my God. That took me about probably 20 times and wasted those 26 AP costs. That's like, I don't know, like 400 and 500 AP costs for wasting usage and stuff. I know I have a ley line stone to use for buy, but I'd rather not because of the switch order that I want to switch out and then build up more of a buffs up and stuff tape. That's why I want to keep it the way it was. So at that point, it's all good. Oh my god. It's like the blue cube thing for revive. God, I hate this. It's so RNG right there for this fight. Guess I'm gonna have to edit on the YouTube editor in this video. Trim out those numerous times of what I've been doing so far. Trimming out those VI back screen and fail battle fight. You can find me on the Twitch for the archive version, but that will be removed for like, I don't know, like probably a month later it will be gone. Alright, what do you want, you Ogre Marie, after I beat you for like numerous times? Well, not beat you many times, but several numerous times tried to get this out of the way. What? Up here.
Ha! You're a long way off from hurting me, but a bit of pressure on my skin is nice for once. Your skills are impressive. It makes the time I spent learning to play on your level worthwhile. But now, I think it's time for my big move. That's right, the one you've all been waiting for. Here comes my gravitational field. Not on my watch. I should be able to handle one of that size all on my own. Shield of White. Let only those without zip pass. Mold Camelot. What? You just batted at... What? You just batted it back at me like it was a ball? Wait. I know what this is. I've seen records of it. This is tennis, right? You didn't tell me you were a heroic spirit of tennis. I'm not, but I have always wanted to go to the championship. Now, command room.
The Fire God is on the move after taking Mash's her own attack. She's at the outer edge of the bow.
All engines, full reverse. Ready to primary canyons. Da Vinci. I'm on it. The flying sequence is almost done. And it's all thanks to the times Silkfrost fought us. The onboarder's transition to drawn sword form complete. Anti-threat response valve open. Initiating magical energy circulation. Metro Trenton Engine 5 and 6 are fully operational. Power supply from void space remains stable at maximum. We're good to go, Captain. Let it rip before it all comes crashing down.
This is amazing. What is it?
Well, we're basically applying the same principles used for the Black Barrow. The Black Barrow measures a target's lifespan and invert it into projectile energy. For the Sacred Sword Armament, we made it measure a target's threat to humanity and proportionately drawn on Earth's own defenses for energy. You know how a living thing sends white blood cells after threats? Earth provides energy from its core to power similar defenses. This lets both the Black Barrel and the Sacred Sword Armament's attack power and heat's usage come from something greater than we can provide ourselves.
Right. Which means using the armament doesn't actually consume too much of the Stormboarder's magical energy. We can keep it flying without any problem. Alright, Captain. Yeah. Gunner, lock your target and make sure you hit. We'll never get another shot at this.
Very worry. Our target may be on the small side, but the primary cannon's emission cone is for an animal. Correcting for a margin of error. Releasing Sheba firing safety. Swapping primary cannon's magazine to Hume Barrow. Breakproof. Fire! Guy's still alive. If anything, she's stronger now. She's absorbed all the energy from Fermi Cannon's blast.
Huh? But how? She must be cheating somehow. I bet those horns of hers are able to absorb all that energy somehow. No, that cannot be it. The red proof was designed to accommodate for scenarios like that. But the primary cannon's power output did drop well below expected parameters right before it was fired. Which must mean...
Snap out of it, damn it! All of you, just look at her! Even she has no idea how she survived that blast, and it's pretty clear she's really, really, really mad. She's about to take her anger out on us in a big way, and she's going to use one of the gravitational fields that destroy the Wandering Sea to do it.
Crap. Get a second round loaded. Hurry! I'm switching up the setting for the next shot. If we change from our photon reaction round to an armored jacket, then...
Wait! Stop! Pick up an anomaly on the surface. A huge chunk of the ground is falling apart. There's a massive hole underground? Wow! Just how deep is this thing? I've got a really, really hot heat source heading at us from underground. Ah, it's right beneath us.
What is that? Don't tell me that's the foreign god's new attack.
No, it is something else. The Foundation of Humanity rating just gave it a negative value. It came from this Lostbelt. Internal pressure, 200 billion. Temperature, 60 million degrees. Density, 160 times that of water. That is a sun. No doubt about it. What? Munir, what's the situation on the deck?
The foreign god and that pillar are facing each other. Mash is standing by. She's ready to react to either of them. Honestly, she's pushing herself way too hard.
Mash, get back inside. Stand by in the Shadow Borders hangar. Understood. Falling back to Hangar 1. Zopras, Kada, and Munir. That goes for you too. In fact, the entire rest of the Chaldea staff should hurry to the Shadow Borders hangar.
You mean you want them to retreat? But what about me and Scion?
It's still too soon for the commander to leave. As for Scion, she has to stay here to keep me around. Da Vinci, leave the computer room and head for the hangar as soon as you get the chance. 2.
Then, you're saying I'm the only staff member staying? But commander or not, I'm still only human.
Get a hold of yourself. You have nothing to worry about. I'll be here to protect you.
But what about the Nemos? Nemo is the Storm Border, remember? And he's telling us he's sensing danger coming. Just do what he says. Once we meet back up with Mash, you'll be able to act that much more freely. Isn't that right?
Exactly, Kaidak. Now go on. All of you, hurry to the hangar. Here, I'll send a Marine with you. If you need to contact me, you can do so through him.
Aye, aye, Captain. You can count on me.
What is this light? I didn't see anything like this in that subterranean world. Huh? What do you think you're doing? This ship is my quarry. Leave it alone, or... This sensation is not a light or fire, but fusion of plant and mineral. So it's a sun and a plant and fire and mineral all in one. But nothing like that should exist anywhere in... Damn, I can't hold it off. Is it actually more powerful than me?
Oh man, I don't like the sound of that at all. And then there's the heat. What's going on out there? No gawking. Running time now. Nemo wants us in the hangar so we can get on the shadow border. And that means he thinks we might crash. Right, so Ross? Yeah, that's right.
Wait, really? Oh my gosh, you're so cool under pressure, Captain. That's way outside our area, though. We just carry supplies, cream, gift reports, and stuff.
Shit. Oh shit. No way. I guess this is it for me. Oof. Uh-oh. Nemo?
All hands. The storm border has sustained massive damage. It cannot stay airborne. I'm going to attempt to bring us down on the surface. No, inside the hole that opened up beneath us. Brace for impact. I've also used our remaining magical energy resources to summon the 3 other heroic spirits as planned. They should be able to help Master Soapfrost. I'm sorry. That's all. I'm going to use all the magical energy I have left to try to land safely. Whatever it takes to keep you all alive. After that, I wish you luck.
Those who rule the planet. Alright. And MASH got an upgrade. Noble Phantasm. Now applies increased attack. Effect increases overcharge for all allies. Nice. And this is third skill. Now applies ignore invincible for 3 turns and gain a large amount of crit stars. Alright. Question mark. Section 2, Golden Sea of Trees. Where am I? Am I dead? Is this the afterlife? Can't see anything. And there's no one else here. Feel weirdly at ease though. Well, no sense just staying here. A campfire? Oh. Hmm? Oh, just a new one. You're dressed awfully light. What era are you from? Never mind. Now you're here. We're all the same. Tired, yeah? Go on. Take a seat. Oh, okay. Thanks. Right across from me, huh? Gusty of you. Or are you just used to meeting new people while traveling? Don't bother introducing yourself, though. Not much use for names here. Handshake will do. That's the custom nowadays, yeah? I'll pass, thanks. That's so. Too bad. I wanted to see the hand of a warrior without a single injury for once. The Stormwater! Not a bad weapon. That belongs to you guys. I love modern weapons. They're ugly, a pain, and most of all, expensive. I'm a fan. Life's always growing and changing. No weapons ought to do the same. Can't say I'm impressed if you were the ones using that weapon though. Have you been fighting a war worthy of it? Your brand of war is the sort I hate most of all. Goals, drives, all that is fine. No problems there. Your methods though. A war without casualties? What a crock. You ask me, there's no real war without death. Should be about the same number of casualties on either side. Don't kid yourself. You not having lost any humans on your side isn't because your cause is righteous or anything. You just been lucky. And, well, that doesn't ever last. Take your flying ship there. No human aboard that thing's gonna survive. Not a single warrior aboard. They'll never win up here when they die. Wait. Does that mean I see you as a warrior? I don't know what Blue was thinking. Whatever. Probably just another fluke. No one's gonna survive? We'll see about that. Take it easy already, will you? You'll never make it to that ship. Anyway, they're still alive in there. They're falling from the surface. From silencing Ilhui Kato. They're in a whole other world from your dead self. You still want to reach them, even though it's impossible? Yeah, I do. Huh. Didn't think my opinion of you could get any lower, but here we are. Still, since we met, my job is to guide you. So, I'll give you directions, in exchange for a weapon. As you can see, my tastes tend toward the modern. I'm particularly fond of 21st century firearms. So what can you give me to help your doomed friends? Got any valuable weapons? No, I don't have anything like that. Shame. Can't send you back then. You'll just have to stay here like the good little corpse you... But these are the most powerful weapons I do have. Whoa, the whole shebang, huh? I'll be damned. Breathtakingly stupid, but still, you've got guts, if nothing else. Alright then, I've got no use for those myself, but I can tell they're the greatest weapon you have. You got a deal. I'll get you out of your doomed destiny. Now, step away from the fire. I'm gonna launch you over that way in a second here. What you look at me like that for? No need to be thanking me. Really, don't need the tears. This is a business transaction. Pure and simple. Oh, but there's one problem that needs to be solved. Hang on. See? This weapon is worth more than your life, and the decision itself is worth even more than that. So I can't just send you back to the living and call it a day. I owe you some change too. Will this do? What is this? It's a calavera de azúcar, a sugar skull. People who like them really like them. Hang on to it. It might come in handy sometime. Well, see ya. What the? Where'd this pit come from?
Up. Wake up, Selfrost. We don't do. Oh, it is an ASMR thing? Wake up. Wake up, Selfrost. If we don't do something, we're all dead. You're the only one I can count on.
Huh?
Oh, thank the gods! You're awake! You're really awake! I'm sorry I couldn't get you back to the ship. I'm so glad you're okay! Alright, you probably don't know what's going on, huh? Well, we're inside a real key. The corridor we were in breached and we were both sucked out of the storm border. I held on to you as tight as I could. And we fell together. The next thing I knew, I woke up and found us in here. The end.
What about that foggy world?
Foggy world? What are you talking about? We lost consciousness while we were falling off. And this is where we ended up.
Anyway, why are you whispering?
Oh, about that. Look over there so fast, but really slowly, okay?
Director Olga Marie?
Ah, why are you shouting? You're gonna wake her up!
Keep it down, will you? That's no way to treat a noble visiting from all the way across the universe. You know, I expect a parade to welcome me, but I didn't even get so much as a round of applause. Huh? Who are you? What are you doing in my home? I didn't invite you. Wait, you didn't know it was my home, did you? If you had, you never had dared sneak in. And the fact that you don't seem to have attacked me while I was shut down must mean. I see! It must mean you two are harmless primitives. Fortunately for you, I am not so bereft of options as to kill a couple of hapless Earthlings who happen to wander into my lair. Very well. Listen up, Earthlings. I am the higher being who has come to rule this planet. My name is...
Director Olga Marie, right?
Indeed, I am you, Olga Marie. How did you know that? Who are you? Are you not just another mysterious creature? No, wait. For that matter, who am I? And why am I here talking to you?
Hey, Sunrise, do you think she's...
She's got amnesia! So let me make sure I've got all this straight. You're an alien. You came here from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
You remember your name and your goal,
Mm-hmm.
but you were grievously injured in some sort of accident.
Mm-hmm.
And now you don't remember anything else?
That's right. Not a bad summary, Earthling. You could make a worthy secretary. More specifically, I teleported here rather than simply journeying here. And I made this vessel in order to let me operate in this space-time. It came out pretty well, right? So, what about you? What's your name and goal? That goes for your little steward here too, of course.
I'm surprised.
Huh? Did you say surprised?
I knew it! She's angry! Please don't kill me!
I wouldn't just kill you for no reason. Still, that's weird. The instant I heard surprised, I wanted to pop you in the mouth. Well, anyway, now that we met here, you and I are friends. Reluctantly, but still. I'm not thrilled that my first Earth friends are a couple of weaklings. But making first contact is still important. Besides, meeting people halfway is the first step to opening up negotiations. So then, now that we've taken care of the introductions, show me around Earth. Surprise, Marine number 4. I am appointing you both as my interstellar ambassadors.
What do we do, Surprise? The press here's not listening to what we say!
I've really moved up in the world.
Oh, you can thank me later, since I'm sure you're nearly bursting with gratitude. I can tell from your brain waves that you're both quite stressed. If I'm to rule this planet, I can't very well turn a blind eye to its people when they are in trouble. Now, let's get out of this cave. I think the exit's over that way.
This is horrible! She's totally going to kill us if we don't do what she says, right?
I can't say for sure, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Really?
Okay. I think we're in Brazil. I believe. Yeah, because it's South America, so apparently we might be in Brazil. Unable to use my command spells. Well, that's just great. I guess we had to deal with that. With that random stranger. Support only.
Wow! You can smell the plant life everywhere. It's a real South American rainforest. There's sky and wind and sun and everything. And it's hot too. I'd be sweating buckets if I was human. Look, Surprise, over here. I've never seen a flower like this. Is this a cave or something? What a funny looking plant.
Something on your mind, Madame President?
Not especially, no. This place just feels familiar. I must have already known about it. I was just thinking about what could have happened to me to make me forget it. Makes sense, right? But never mind that. Now I know that if I see something I knew from before, I can remember it. So it shouldn't take long before I'm back to my old self. Right? Anyway, I'm not impressed. Are you sure you can survive with that mindset? I'm detecting creatures moving this way. Their brain waves suggest violence. Ferocious animals, probably. Are you going to be okay?
Marine, get behind me!
What are you doing? Was something supposed to happen?
Oh, right. We had a deal. I don't have any command spells. What the fuck? They have AK-47.
You saved me? Ah, thanks. That was so cool. I think I'm in love.
You're in love? With me? You think I'm cool? I see. Then I suppose you're going to continue being impressed, because these things are no threat to me whatsoever. No matter how different life forms may be, or how incompatible their mutual goals. It's still terribly rude to communicate with your fist rather than your words. It looks like you people need to be taught a lesson in diplomacy. Go on then, come at me!
A rainbow color on the card. You Olga Marie, MP Planet Olga Marie, and then it's like 10, 10, 10. About Lock Mystic Code. On the map and within battles in Golden Sea of Trees, Nahui, Mictlan, your Mystic Code's appearance will be locked as Chaldea Uniform Decisive Battle. However, in battle, you will be able to use the master skill associated with the Mystic Code you have equipped on the party setup screen. Alright, the Mystic Code EXP from battles will be awarded the Mystic Code you have equipped. Oh, well, I mean, pretty much it's just the default skin looking, but yeah. Alright, turn off this one because I don't have my own servants to bring. Now, could you imagine in the future, Passenger or Anaplex or wherever that thing will announce the 6 stars? You Olga Marie, and then she'll be completely busted.
敵味方
And then that gacha
いい
rate
わ
will be so
まとめてかか
goddamn,
ってきなさい
and that gacha rate will be so goddamn like very bad. But the gacha rate like probably 0.1% chance to get her, or probably 0.05% chance. In no way of hell.
この星を滑ることがあるでしょこの星を滑るものである
Alright. So, Ultra Manifest. Reduce scale cooldown by 2 for herself. Apply a state where a command card becomes unselectable for all allies. No effect when only one server on the field, one time, one turn, including herself. Redistribute command cards and gain crit stars in the field. Increase HP amount. Okay. Atomic Plant EX. Inflict burn 3 turns to all enemies and set MP gauge to max. And randomly decreases HP demerit for herself. And this ultimate UC, usable only when MP gauge is 100% or higher. Set MP gauge to 0% demerit for herself. Apply ignore invincible for 3 turns. Trust the card. Technically 3 turns. Increase critical strength 3 turns and increase MP gain 3 turns for all allies. Right. I mean, I can see the card deck. You Olga Marie, she has 3 arts, 1 buster, and 1 quick. So that's not a good sign.
あのあたりねちゃんと指導してああもう身の程を知れ知っているかしらキラッキラにしてあげる絶対に逃がさないこのあのあたりねちゃんと指導してあのあたりね当てるわ当たって演説はここまでよ反論がないということは理解し合えたということかしら
Let me check that on there. So arrow 3 and 6 have to fight, but well, yeah, just a quick one. I'm probably gonna have to finish the rest of this because I want to end that stream. Not stream very early, but just like past 10. And I'll probably be signing off at 11 for it if I finish the rest of this Act 2 part. And, no idea what they're speaking. Oh, he's like retreat.
So, they ran off without so much as an apology, huh? Those primitive creatures must be an enemy faction. What?
That was amazing.
Well, of course. Who do you think I am, anyway? I'm Yu Olga Marie, the future ruler of Earth. Something like that is barely a typo on a document. Once I found them, I can erase them with just one finger.
They're common, but you never really think much of about them. What a really relatable analogy.
It is? It just popped out of my mouth. I don't remember them, but maybe whatever educational materials I had to learn about Earth weren't the best.
Anyway, we should get going before more show up.
Oh yeah, good thinking, so fast. It's dangerous to stay in the same spot. Plus, there could be a bunch more of them nearby.
Not that any number of them would make a difference to me. I suppose that's not true of you two. Getting shot would hurt you. I swear, I can't for the life of me figure why the creatures of this planet evolved like that. It's so inconvenient.
Thanks for worrying about us. Okay, I'll go patrol our surroundings. I can't fight like the captain, but I'm a pretty good lookout.
He's going to patrol? I thought he was just going to keep hiding behind me.
He just wants to help however he can.
Sounds boring. At least from the perspective of a being from outer space, like me. I never heard of such a weak creature not just letting the stronger one handle everything. Are you like that too? Since you didn't fight in that battle, are you an explorer or something? It hardly seemed like your first battle, since you knew to run behind a tree to get a safe vantage point. But have you really been in that many battles? With that fragile vessel, and so few years in operation?
What are you guys doing? Come on! I found a big plant over that way. I think it's food. Let's go check it out. I bet it's yummy.
What?
What's wrong? Uh-oh. Are those jaguar guys coming back?
No. You just grabbed my hand out of nowhere. But earlier you were emitting red wavelengths at me. Red wavelengths means wariness, fear. But now it's suddenly blue for conversational. And for some reason, so far was sending yellow wavelengths my way for joy and friendliness. Right from the start even.
Well, you're still kind of scary. And now I know I don't have to be afraid of you. Thanks again for helping us out. Helping us? Sorry to Scion and the others for saying this, but I definitely vote for you for president of Earth now.
What did you say? I helped you out a little bit, and now you're willing to support me? Is this a trap of some kind? Or are you Earthlings actually this easy?
Easy? Let's see. Doesn't just look like a director's inspector. Easy, huh? You're the, easy one.
Huh? What was that?
That wasn't me. It means more of those guys we just saw. I thought they'd come back. You could just tell they're tenacious as all heck. But with you around, I don't have to be scared. So what are you gonna do? Talk it out with them this time? If it goes well, I bet you could gain more supporters.
Heh, I see you're starting to get me, child. Right. I didn't come here to eradicate you primitives. I don't have that kind of time. I heard a cry of distress coming from this planet, so I came here to make things better. So no matter how ferocious or belligerent or indiscriminate these creatures may be, I'm going to start by talking to... And I've changed my mind.
Alright, same thing again. Can I actually view her profile? No, I can't. Oh well. Oh shit.
仕方ない。
私の居場所を確保します。
Organism wave. Ignore sure hit. Okay. Or left.
この星を滑るものである。演説の時来た。この星を滑るものである。ああ、もうあの辺りね、ちゃんと指導して。当てるわ。当たって。ギャラクシー動かないで。1兆分の1になれ。この
One down.
ちゃんと指導して。ああ、もうあの辺りね、身の程を知れ。知っているかしら。じゃあ1兆分の1になれ。
Okay. Redacted.
Ah! Forget it! I hate these things! Retreat! Retreat!
No way! I didn't know you were scared of reptiles, Madam President. You lost my bow!
Come on! Everyone's afraid of something, right? Soapbox, get over here and do something! You must have some kind of trick up your sleeve, don't you?
Without my command spells or the ability to summon. I wish I could, but I've got nothing. Definitely a dinosaur. Romani. Even if this is your first time encountering them, I can't believe you couldn't get rid of a few unthinking dinos. You're supposed to be the last master of humanity. What a pitiful showing. Or maybe you've let the last 6 lost belts you dealt. You've let the last 6 lost belts you dealt with go to your head. Such foolishness would certainly be on brand for you.
You!
Huh? Who's that? You know him so fast?
Yeah, that's Romani Arkaman. Or at least someone claiming to be him. Okay, 4th, 5th, and a 6th one. You're just claiming to be Romani Arkaman, It's true. So, for the moment, I'll use that name. Odin? Humans often say it's what on the inside that counts. A name, even a false one, is just a convenient address. You know I'm not who I appear to be, so I see no issue using whatever name I choose. I don't want you using that name unless you're willing to live it up to it. I see. Our opinions would seem to differ greatly on the matter. Still as stubborn as ever, I know you witnessed Britain's end, and that you reached the depths of that massive singularity. I'm also fairly certain that you have not sustained any fatal injuries thus far. So why are you not summoning servants? Have you endured some kind of mental trauma? It can't be a problem with your mystic code, or you wouldn't be able to survive in the subterranean world at all. Well, trying to hide your right hand, You didn't even mean to do that, did you? I see. Your command spells are gone. So you gave away your very ability to function as a master. I can't believe it. Silfrost, you are no longer a master. You'll never be able to call on servants as you are. If you want to survive, you'll need to alter your tactics.
Wait!
What? You have no business with me. As you are now, neither do I have any with you. Don't you want to see MASH? So you've traded your offensive capabilities for a new capacity to hit where it hurts. Go to the mountains south of here and look for one that resembles a giant boy. You'll find MASH Kyrite in the cavern there. Just like that other servant there. She fell out of the storm border in an attempt to rescue you. Holmes the disciple may be gone now, but your job remains the same. I'm conflicted as to whether I should say this, but if humankind actually succeeds in excising all 7 lost belts, then and only then will I recognize you as my enemies. I don't expect that to happen. However, you're up against David Sem Void, and defeating ORT is simply beyond your means.
I see. So that was Dr. Roman. Or at least, the guy who looks just like him. I'm sorry, read information about the doctor in Chaldea's database, so I didn't really know how to react. What about you, UO? You seem like you were kind of freezing up.
I have no opinion of him at all. Is he even a living being? He gave up no wavelengths at all, and completely ignored me.
It seemed like he knew who you were, though.
How could he? He didn't so much as say my name. Anyway, he said we should go to the mountain all the way over there, right? I guess we may as well do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. He said MASH was there. Come on, let's go so fast. The sooner we meet up, the sooner we can reform Team Chaldea.
Team Chaldea?
Jack Mountains. Chico Mostok.
Oh man, I'm so tired. This should be the cave we're looking for, right? I don't mind walking, but what's with all the guys with guns? I've lost track of how many times they attacked us along the way. Think they work for this Lostbelt king? That would make sense. They probably see Chaldea as a problem to be dealt with.
It's too soon to say for sure.
Hey, what's that word you've been throwing around, mean? You're Southbrass, right? And you're Marine, right? So who's Chaldea? Is there another of you out there?
Sorry, but I have to tell you that after things have calmed down. That'll have to wait until later. Right now.
Wow, it's so nice and cool in here. And there's light and a desk. This must be a peaceful, civilized human living space. I mean, I don't see any guns around here at all. I bet whoever lives here is really kind of gentle.
Oh, I see we have new visitors. Are you the ones from Chaldea Romani told me about?
Huh? Did you guys hear that? It sounded like it came from the wall.
Did I surprise you? My apologies. I'll turn off my camouflage now. I find I do my best thinking when I'm alone, so I sometimes end up blending into the background. Sorry about that. What?
Ah! A dinosaur! Help!
Oh, am I the first dinos you've met then? Please calm down. Definitely a dinosaur. Please calm down, person of proper human history. You're what's called a servant, yes? My name is Tepu. I'm a dinos living out of quiet retirement here in this cave. My species may look different from yours, but we are still the prime species in this world, capable of learning, growing, and retaining our shared pool of knowledge. This is to say, We are this world's dominant species. It's humanity, if you will. And as a rule, we don't eat other intelligent life forms. We are, in fact, herbivores. Actually, so long as we have water and sunlight, we don't even need to eat plants. So please rest assured that I would never try to eat you to satisfy my nutritional needs. Say, how about a drink? Mictlan has been very hot lately, so I assume you need to hydrate.
That's okay. We'll just be on our way and get out of your feathers.
Hey, Tapu! I finished fetching water. Hey, Tapu! I finished fetching water from the underground spring. What should I do next? Want me to polish those weird bronze statues up on the mountain? I don't think those are statues, Habitrar. I think they're part of an observatory. I noticed they have some measuring instruments, each carved to mark degrees of an angle to make it easier to get an exact read on the positions of the star. Sen. I'm so glad to see you again, Master Silfrost. I knew from our last communication with the border that you were alright. But I didn't think I'd see you again this soon. I'm so glad you're okay.
Same here. I'm glad I found you so soon.
So, is that Chaldea? She doesn't look like I imagined she would. Oh well, never mind that. Hello, Chaldea. I'm Olga Marie. I'm the kind-hearted alien who brought Silfrost all the way here. Huh? Olga Marie? Director? It's you, Olga Marie! Not Olga Marie! You could at least be respectful enough to use my full name. Make sure you don't follow those... Make sure you don't follow these guys' example and just call me UO or whatever. Okay, I've calmed down. I'm so sorry you had to see that. It's not your fault, Mash. Anyone would be flummoxed under these circumstances. That's the point. Point what? Nothing. The point is that I don't understand what's happening right now. You're suffering from memory loss and can only remember your name and objective, right? Thank you so much for taking the time to help Senpai and Marie, especially given all you're dealing with. Good. You should be. If I hadn't been there, those guys would be. On second thought, something tells me that maybe they would still be alive. What are you shushing me? That's the point guard, right? Please stop, Habitron. Don't say that name for now. I know. Why don't you tell us about yourself, Tapu? You want to hear more from me? Well, as you can probably guess, I've been living away from the city for a while now, so I'm not up to date on current affairs. But if you're okay with that, I'm happy to tell you what I do know. So Frost, I've met someone who told me about the world of proper human history. He said it's the strongest, most objectively correct history to ever exist. I also know that in your world, our world here is called a Lostbelt. That means this is an impossible world which should never have existed and was supposed to be pruned away long ago. What about Chaldea? Did he tell you about that too? Why yes. In fact, that's how he introduced himself. It was a very enlightening conversation. Proper human history in Lostbelt. A history meant to remain, and a history meant to disappear. I believe I understand the relationship between the two, though I want to be clear about something up front. I do not see you Chaldeans as enemies. You are our guest. As far as I am concerned, you are neither invaders here to threaten our livelihoods, nor conquerors bent on taking our world for yourselves. You are friends from another world, here to do what you must.
Really? But we...
Came here to erase this world, yes? No need to worry. We dinos do not care. This may not be the case where you come from, but here, worlds inevitably come to an end at some point. We are not concerned about how that happens, and therefore have no reason to see you as enemies.
Really? But if the world disappears, then so would...
So would I. Yes, that's true. But so what? I would certainly put up a fight if my disappearance would result in the disappearance of this world as well. But fortunately, I'm quite certain that isn't the case. If anything, I'm more worried about all of you. If you die, your world dies with you, no? Quite a different situation than the one we face. So, simply as one person to another, I cannot but support your endeavor. And down the road, I urge you to stay strong and make whatever choices you must without shame or fear.
Humanity, huh? I don't know. You're nothing like what I expected when I came here. You said your species is called dinos? You seem far more evolved than Soapfrost and his friends here. But your voice is just so grating. How were you even able to converse when your vocal frequency is so completely different?
That would be thanks to Mala. That is, this very world, assisting our cognition. Some time ago, a being from a new culture was introduced into our world by a visitor known as a crypter. Mala analyzed his language and cognitive standards and then tuned things so that we could communicate. If you thought of this world as being covered in its entirety by automatic translation device, you wouldn't be too far off the mark.
Huh? Okay. I guess that makes sense. I mean, your vocal cords are really different from ours. So who's this Mala person? It must be pretty amazing to be able to do something like that.
Oh, Mala is not a person. They are alive, though. How can I put this? Mala is, you might call it goodwill in your world. It is a sentiment meant to keep our world running smoothly. They serve as both the foundation and the guiding principle of the subterranean world, Mictlan.
Mictlan? Yes, as hard as it is to believe, this Lostbelt is actually a massive, hollow underground world. And what's more, it's not all on a single flat plane like Agartha was. It's essentially an enormous cylindrical shaft with gravity working along its sides. It's actually very similar in structure to a space colony, though without the constant rotation. We don't understand how this gravity works or where the sunlight, water, and air are coming from. But perhaps the most unbelievable fact is that, as far as I can tell, this world occupies about 1 million square kilometers. We know it to be at least 1,000 kilometers deep, even though that shouldn't be possible geologically. But how? I thought. Right, as of 2019, the record for the deepest hole humans have dug is 12 kilometers. What's more, the stratum on the Earth's surface where humankind exists is only around 40 kilometers deep. And the stratum below it is the Earth's mantle, which means that this world's outside is
A world of rocks and microorganisms. There could even be magma eruptions there.
Oh, it sounds as though proper human history's environment, as this Lostbelt's environment, are indeed very different. This world, the world we dinos know, is divided into 9 strata. Its name is Mictlan. That name is a fairly recent one, though. I wish the dinos could claim credit for it, but I'm afraid it originated with Iskali, the Ocelomes. Iskali, the Ocelomes leader.
Ocelome? Okelotto? What the fuck is that? Okelotto or Okelome is in its plural form means jaguar in Nahuatl, a language used in Central America. There existed a group of warriors who wore vestments evocative of a jaguar, most notably the helmet,
in popular human history Aztec civilization. Jaguars were said to be associated with Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec god of war, and terrifying elemental said to live in the rainforest.
So, is that what those guys were? The ones with guns and jaguar masks who kept attacking us?
So, you've already encountered them. I can't believe they've already made it this far. The Okolomoe appeared alongside the Cryptor. They soon began hunting dinos for sport, though they called it war. I hear they even built a major city on the 5th stratum. I believe Iskali, the Ocelome's leader, wants to wipe out every last dino. Countless dinos have already lost their lives at the Ocelome's hands. Some of them have been tied up and left to bleed out, or driven to feral madness by poison. Regardless, there aren't many dinos like me still living out in the wilds anymore. You know, come to think of it, the Ocelome look a lot like all of you. Though their weapons are called guns, I can tell you, those were quite a shock to us. Does that mean they're also human, like us?
Wow, those guys are even worse than I thought. But why would they do something like that? Do they have turf wars and stuff here in Mictlan too?
It is less of turf war than it is a matter of resource gathering. They're looking to profit off us. They strip us of our meat, process our bones, and trade our hearts as though they were precious jewels. Mala would never allow such a thing, but they've been clever enough to avoid drawing his attention. That is what the Ocelome are. Organized criminals.
How's that any different from the Mafia? This jungle's even scarier than I thought.
That does sound like a criminal organization. And if that's all true,
They might go after everyone on the border next.
right, we should try to get to the border as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, we lost contact with them about 4 hours ago. One of the last things Scion told us was that the ship was crippled and would take the crew days to get comms back online.
I see.
Can I talk now? I sure hope so. Now that we're all together, we should get moving. The stormboarder crashed south of us. I think it's about 300 kilometers from here. I'm not sure how long it'll take us to go so far, but I do know we have no time to waste. It was too dangerous for Mash and me to try and make the journey alone, but we'll be fine now that you're here, Self-Frost. If those Ocelote guys attack us, you can just resummon servants to deal with them. And worst case scenario, we can use your magical energy to fire the Black Pharaoh.
Yeah, about that.
Seriously? You can't summon servants anymore?
I see. That explains some things. I didn't even realize. I'm sorry I'm such a useless servant.
It's okay. Right now, we should head for the storm border. The storm border? Do you mean the flying boulder that fell from the sky wall? It landed over past Jixin Itza. You need to cross Talat, I don't know what the fuck is it. Cross Talat Lao. You need to cross Talat Lao Hui to reach it. I can't really recommend that though, since you just arrived.
Tapu? May I ask what you're doing?
Why, I'm getting dressed up. I haven't been outside in quite some time, after all. You're going no matter what I tell you, yes? Then you'll need a guide. Allow me a formal introduction. I'm Tapu, a stargazer. I think fate may have brought us together. I'll be your guide here in Mictlan, the golden sea of trees. Nice. Whoa. Cornfield. Arrows. In a 7, it will be no fight.
It's so hot. I can't believe how much hotter it is outside the cave. What's the temperature anyway? 58 degrees Celsius? That's like 136 Fahrenheit. Not even the deserts get that hot. This is almost unfair for a man like the sea.
True. This is much hotter than I was expecting. At least it's not intolerable as long as we're in the shade. Master, is your Mr. Code's thermal regulation working properly? I'm fine. It's no worse than being at a barbecue. The sun is at the third stratum right now. So it's going to be... The sun is at the third stratum right now. So it's going to stay this hot for some time. But there's no need to take reckless risk. It will cool once the sun gets further away. Why don't we take a short break here? I understand you're in a hurry, but you do still need the occasional rest. I think I'll just do that then. Yeah. I think I'll do just that then. I think that's a good idea too. We've been traveling for about 2 hours. Let's take a 15-minute break.
Got it. I'll go fetch us some water then. Don't worry. I can tell there's a river nearby.
Marine's got a lot of spirit for being such a whiner. I don't get the sense he wants to make up for not being much of a fighter by finding other ways to be useful. Hey Mash, how about a little magical energy boost? I'm gonna go with him to help out in case anything happens. I'm relieved to see those two are still the same, even in this Lostbelt. I hope that's true for us as well. The jungle. Quite a lot of information here. Not bad. Harsh, but pleasantly cool temperature. Very humid. High atmospheric pressure. Lots of smells. It is like a flood of life. So many colors and waves, both on the micro and macro scales. If I concentrate on the sensations, all these colors start to feel nauseatingly vivid. Do you know what I mean? It really feels like something's coming up my... Oh wow, you really weren't kidding. You're vomiting like... You're vomiting up rainbows, Director Olga Marie. Maybe you should turn down your sensors until you're used to this environment. Quit rubbing my back. And I told you, that's not my name. Still, I think that might be good advice. Lowering the sensitivity of my sensor is probably the way to go here. Your name Mash Kairilai, right? Are you human too? Your body structure is very different from Soap Frost. I am, but I am also a demi-servant, so my body is a mixture of human and a servant. It makes me a lot stronger than I may look, so if you need someone to do heavy manual labor, you Olga Marie, please don't hesitate to ask me. A demi-servant, huh? Right, of course. One of those. I know what those are. Want me to explain? No! I totally know what they are. They're one of Earth's local specialities, right? I remember at least learning the words. You know, I don't have any problem with you personally. But, demi-servant. Something about those words rankles me. Why don't you think of different ones?
Wow, are you guys friends now? Sorry for ruining the moment. But I ran into some nasty dinosaur and they followed me here. Rush, help me.
You know these dinos, Tapu? Tapu? The branch have died. Okay. You know these dinos, Tapu? The branch have died. Okay. The branch have atrophied beyond repair. They are neither living nor dead any longer. They are akin to tumors in the jungle. Each is a mindless predator who exists only to convert whatever animal they find into energy. There's no reasoning with them. Our only choice is to run away or shut them down with force. I'm really surprised you're not freaking out here, Tepo. Oh, I absolutely am. I've never been in combat before. I came to serve as your guide because I was worried about you. But to be honest, I'm starting to regret that decision. Oops. You're even more upbeat about this than I thought, Tepu. But if that's what you're worried about, please don't be. On my honor as a shielder, I won't let even one of these creatures pass me. Awaiting your orders, Master. Preparing for our first battle in this Lostbelt. My servant. And, that one. Hey, son of a bitch. I can't use my own. I think the rest of them, for whatever that, restrictions for limited, is up to about, Act 8? Yeah, up to about Act 8. No. Somewhat.
敵？味方？いいわ。まとめてかかってきなさい。
急な仕事？任せて。にゃーにゃーにゃにゃにゃーにゃにゃにゃにゃにゃ。いいよ。
あの辺りね。
これは君に待つ夢の生産。どれほど辛い別れでも輝くものはきっとある。顔を上げて。やべ。
この星を滑るいうことがあるでしょ。演説の時来たわね。ああもうあの辺りね。ちゃんと指導して身の程を知れ。ギャラクシーキラッキラにしてあげる。絶対に逃がさない。
What the hell, dude?
バンカーボルトリロード。一歩前に。
ああもうあの辺りね。はあ。演説はここまでよ。反論がないということは理解し合えたということかしら。
Field? Not what I was expecting to find after making out of that jungle.
Wow, those are huge. Each stalk must be at least 2 meters tall. Are these edible, Tapu? You don't just use them for fuel, right?
Not at all. Cento, or corn in your language, is the only food that we dinos eat simply because we love it. Now, what's this about using it for fuel, Marine? What does proper human history use corn for?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Ethanol, right? That kind of biofuel made from organic materials. I thought grains were a primary source of nutrients for primitive beings like you, no? Do you just use them for fuel instead of consuming them yourself as part of the natural cycle? No, not exactly. We grow different crops for different purposes. Some corn is selectively bred to maximize flavor and nutrients, while other corn is optimized for producing ethanol. Some concerns have been raised about the gases produced by growing ethanol, corn, and their impact on climate change. But these kinds of crops are still a shining example of human ingenuity. So your civilization must destroy its environment to advance. I understand that the evolution of a species often becomes sort of a race to see how far they can get before they devour their own planet. But the way things are going right now, you Earthlings don't have a chance. All the more reason you need a strong leader like me. Hey, it's nice that the president's in a good mood and all, but surprise, have you noticed? We left the cave about 6 hours ago. The sun was just rising, right? So don't you think it's weird that it doesn't seem any closer to setting yet?
Now that you mention it.
I don't think we should expect there to be a night here. Mictlan is entirely enclosed and folded in on itself, like a giant underground tube of sorts. So the sun here will never sink below the horizon. That's not to suggest the sun actually sinks in our world either, but you know what I mean. But the sun here has definitely been moving south. Well, I suppose farther away might be more accurate. At the rate it's going now, the sun should dim and give way to night in about 5 hours. Since this cavern obviously can't rotate, the sun must be the only celestial body moving down here. I have no idea how it's being controlled though. This is all way beyond human technology of the 21st century.
More mysterious questions to ask Tepeau, I guess. Oh, you rang? My apologies. I promised to serve as your guide, but I've so enjoyed talking with Marine that I've been completely neglecting my own duties. Now, what would you like to know? Would I be correct in assuming you have questions pertaining to Mictlan's structure, the workings of our sun, our ecosystem like in the cities here, the cryptor, and the cornfields?
Yes, that's right. We really appreciate it if you could tell us about all of that. What would you like to ask about first, Senpai?
Mictlan's structure. Mictlan's structure, Very good. If you mean to reach the storm border, that is certainly the most important thing to know. Although Mictlan is a flatland jungle, it is actually divided into 9 separate strata. We are currently in the first stratum. This is Tlachtolcan. Its ceiling, which leads to the surface, forms a steep cliff face. Next we have the second stratum, and first boundary of the underworld. That's Nahui. That's Tlachtolcan, the red level. It is an endless river that is home to a species of enormous iguanas. The third stratum is home to the golden city of Chichen Itza. It's a vast open plain filled with fruits of all kinds. The fourth stratum in the second boundary of the underworld is Itatakuhalt. Underworld is Tatsikuatu, the white level. It is a bone-strewn graveyard consisting of a valley of blades in width. The fifth stratum, Ula, the lake of blood and birds, serves as the blood vessel of the land itself. The sixth stratum, and the third boundary of the underworld, Ixoxoqui, the blue level. It is a land of galactic sand dunes and vacuum lightning gardens. The seventh stratum is Singing Ihuikato, home to the Metzititla Observatory. The eighth stratum and the fourth boundary of the underworld is Yayaui, the black level. It consists of a subterranean mountain range upon which the sun never shines. And finally, we have the ninth stratum. It is the foot of the great Saber tree, the dreaded land of the Balaba. As you might expect, these strata are all linked in. In theory, anyone can cross freely between them. More practically though, the underworld's various boundaries are quite dangerous. The dead walk that realm. Even for us dinos, it's considered too dangerous to risk venturing beyond the 7th stratum. For one thing, the 8th and 9th strata are both blanketed by a deadly fog. This fog only recedes for 5 out of every 365 cycles, during the period when the sun shuts down to rest and replenish itself. The act of traveling to the 9th stratum during this period is called an underworld pilgrimage, but no dinos have ever completed this successfully.
Underworld pilgrimage? See Balba.
Of course, none of you have a reason to go to the 9th stratum, so this is all purely for reference. I believe the storm border crashed near the edge of the 3rd stratum, near the entrance to the 4th. We should be able to reach it in 4 cycles, but first, we'll need to cross a major checkpoint. That would be Jalala Ukui, the red boundary of the underworld. It comprises the 2nd stratum. It has become a terribly dangerous place thanks to Tezcatlipoca. It has become a terribly dangerous place thanks to Tezcatlipoca, the god of war who accompanies the cryptor.
The god of war who accompanies the cryptor. So that must be
the servant David summoned.
So he's Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec god of war and sacrifice, and one of the strongest gods in proper human history's Aztec mythology.
I see. So in proper human history, humankind is comprised of your species Homo sapiens. Countless nations spread across even 7 continents, and despite your many differences, you have developed all manner of cultures over the course of your history. I suppose if we dinos were to visit your world, we'd be classified as reptiles. Your biosphere is limited to your planet's surface, with no colonial expansion to outer space. The ocean? What's an ocean? Please elaborate. I see. Your continents are surrounded by large bodies of salt water and each has its own distinct ecosystem. I can only imagine how many different varieties of life must flourish in such an environment. Aquatic dinos? No, very few kinds of dinos evolved to live in water. Doing so enlarges our species' skeletal structure, which makes it more difficult to live on land. Democracy and communism, No, that's okay. I have a firm enough handle on your politics and social structures. Given the traits I've observed in all of you, I would guess that your research on various matters have been like stacking pebbles, one atop the other. Despite lacking the ability to fly, you continue to explore. This is not confined solely to your planet, but you also observe other celestial bodies as well. DNA cells. DNA, cells, elements, atoms. So, if you are to understand the vastness of the universe, you must first learn the laws which govern its smallest parts. How delightful! I feel as though the corn kernels have fallen from my eyes. It seems the humans of proper human history are like a cube that lands on a differently decorated side with every tumble it takes.
He ended up peppering us with questions instead. Are you taking it back, Senpai? I understand. I felt the same way I first met Tepu back in that cave. You start off telling him one thing and he immediately hits on 10 other things connected to it. Even the concept of loss he never heard of. Genius doesn't even begin to cover him. His brain seems to work on an entirely different level.
I have to agree.
I still don't know anything about dinos in general, but are you all alone, Tepu? Were you living in that cave by yourself because you were just too smart?
Ah, you're talking about humans who were isolated because they didn't fit in with those around them. In your parlance, outcast. True, I moved to the wilderness of the first stratum because my way of thinking did not match other dinos. Those have no desire to learn, because they never had to rely on their intellect to compensate for a lack of physical prowess. Homo sapiens are short-lived and easily harmed. To have any hope of surviving, you have to evolve in both body and mind. But we dinos never faced any threats here in Mictlan, so the same wasn't true for us. As a result, we never experienced the same need to evolve. I see. That reminds me of one of your expressions, someone being a babe in the woods. Your digestive system are simply incredible. We dinos could only dream of consuming such a variety of foods. I assume you think nothing of your ability to break down the toxins of plants and absorb only their nutrients. But from my perspective, such a capacity is truly revolutionary. Imagine being able to consume so many different living things, so many kinds of plants, as food. I'm so jealous.
You think so? Now that you mention it, I guess human food culture is pretty unique. I wish Binker was here for this. Sometimes she talks about being the weakest member of the series, so this really make her day.
Pooh, if you don't mind my asking, could you tell us more about dinos? We've never talked with any besides you, so...
Very well. I'll tell you what I can about our ecosystem and how we got where we are now. We dinos are this Lostbelt's prime species, or its equivalent of humans in your world, if you like. We are the dominant species tasked with running this world. A long time ago, well before Mictlan was created, our ancestors migrated here from the surface. These ancestors were the creatures you know as dinosaurs in proper human history. From what you told me, Mash, I understand that there existed several types of dinosaurs. There were long-necked marine plesiosaurs, the long-necked marine plesiosaurs, bird-like flying pterosaurs, terrestrial theropods, and so on, yes? Well, most dinos fall under the theropod category. That said, our creation was also shaped in many ways by Mala, but we do have a few of the petrosaur and plesiosaur varieties of dinos as well. Petrosaurs are especially rare, but they do still exist to this day. Remember what I said about outcasts earlier? I, for instance, was ostracized from my herd because they took issue with my behavior. However, petrosaurs and plesiosaurs are essentially outcasts from the day they are born. I remember you also said most dinosaurs were herbivores, and that carnivores were the minority. But all dinos are herbivores. There are no carnivores. We are unable to break down the toxins of meat, meaning that eating it leads to pain, diminished intelligence, and eventually death. That is what happened to the unintelligent dinos who attacked you earlier. Either they gave up the intelligence when they were on the verge of death, or they turned feral after the Oxylome poisoned them.
So that's what happened. Those dinos were really scary, but I feel kind of bad for them now. I mean, dying painfully after being forced to eat meat didn't work. They might as well be zombies.
Why would the Oxylome do that to them?
It's still to do with their new teachings. You might call it all faith, or perhaps religion. Now that I've met you, I understand that Oxylome are Homo sapiens, humans just like you. They appeared here in Mictlan out of nowhere and quickly moved to expand their territory. One of the central aspects of their faith is offering up hearts that belong to their god. And since dinos are the strongest life forms in Mictlan, they of course set their sights on us. They built a city in the 5th stratum. There, they tear the hearts from dinos. Now that you've been kind enough to share your knowledge with me, I have a clear understanding of the situation in Mictlan. Two opposing factions are fighting a civil war here. One faction consists of dinos. Our capital is Chichen Itza, the golden city ruled by the king of dinosaurs and protected by the sun god Kukulkan. The other faction is the Oxylome. Their capital is Mexico City, the city of death, created by Tezcatlipoca, the new god of sacrifice, and by the crypto from proper human history who brought him here. The storm border you see crashed in the area between these two cities. So there's a god here in Mexico City. Hold on. I understand that the servant in the cryptor, David, summoned is a divine spirit from proper human history. But you say there's also a god in the Dino's capital? And Kukulkan at that?
That's so weird about that, Mash. Haven't there been God in the other Lostbelt too?
Yes, but it's different here. Kukulkan is the Mayan god of wind and water from proper human history. But the Dinos have no connection to proper human history mythology whatsoever. So it doesn't make any sense for that god to be here in Mictlan. Oh wait, come to think of it, the name Mictlan itself comes from the underworld of Aztec mythology. But, as I believe you have said before, the mythology of your world has nothing in common with our own in this world. I understand your confusion, but the answer is quite simple. The very concept of a sun god is also recent development. We were simply indifferent to such things until recently. In fact, until the crypto's arrival, we rarely even conversed with words. So it was proper human history itself that passed on the concept of gods. Prior to David's 7 boys' arrival, there were no gods of any kind in our world. But once Tezcatlipoca, a god of proper human history, was summoned here, many things took on new meaning. Things that simply existed became special. Technically, I suppose it was an act of substitution, but no matter. My point is, it was the first time anyone in our world had ever heard the story. Alright, finish this one and then call it off for that. I think I'll go to bed now. I learned a great deal today, and I'd like to make sure I've understood it all.
And that's why Tepu went to bed early. Olga Marie is standing about 20 meters away, looking up at the night sky.
Good timing. I'm sorry to do this without her, but I want to go over our situation.
We should discuss what to do about her as well as our strategy going forward, yes. What are your thoughts on Olga Marie, senpai? She's lost almost all her memories, except for her name and her objective. She knows only her own name. And that she's an alien who came to Earth to rule it. She has no memories pertaining to her personal life. She only knows what she learned about Earth prior to coming here. Outside of that, she doesn't know anything about Chaldea, or the Bleached Earth phenomenon, or our battle on the Storm Border. Even if she is the foreign god, I don't want to treat her like she's our enemy. Over these past 12 hours, she's proven to be very friendly. So if she never recovers her memories, let's not tell her she's the foreign god. At least for now.
I feel kind of bad about it, but I think it's for the best, too. You always been saying she's the future ruler of Earth. But I can tell she means she just wants to make things better, not tyrannically rule over humankind. She's very different now than when she attacked the Stone Border as the foreign guy. I think this is probably the real her.
So long as she doesn't remember she's the foreign guy, she should at least stay on our side, right? Then I'm for not telling her. On one condition. That should be the only secret we keep from her. Real friends don't keep everything to themselves.
Of course. So, now that that's settled...
Madam President! What is it? I was just making my president constellation, you know. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you then. I love the idea of making your own constellation. It's nothing special. Every noble does it when they come to a new celestial body. Anyway, did you have something to tell me? I sure hope it's worth my while. Blah 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 blah. Holy shit. How long is it going? Okay. And now you're all caught up. Servants, masters, mages, show there. The incineration of humanity, singularities, the bleached earth phenomenon, cryptors, tree of emptiness, proper human history, Lostbelt. Exactly how many times has Earth faced an existential crisis at this point? Alright, I have a much clearer picture of how foolish you humans are now. You guys have been through a lot, huh? Still, nice job taking back your future. Even if it was just the one time. I'm impressed, Silkfrost. It sounds like you've been working hard too, MASH. This childhood organization you belong to doesn't sound half bad either. Preserving humanity's future without anyone ever knowing. What a fulfilling calling. Director? What are you talking about? You all say the strangest things sometimes. Are you experiencing some kind of bug? Good point. Good story. But I can really only give it a 9 out of 10. That's despite it being the most satisfying story I've ever heard. Do you know why I scored it like that? No, I don't. You say it's the most satisfying story you ever heard, but it's still only a 9 out of 10? I mean, it's still not enough. Right? You and Silkfrost did some impressive work. I'll grant you. But it's missing a certain fishing. You and Silkfrost did some impressive work. I'll grant you. But it's missing a certain finishing touch. Like, it's made really well, but there's still a gaping hole right through the middle of it. I think it would be even better if it had someone bright and shiny in it, too. I don't know who or what, but... Oh! I've got it. We lost a point because you weren't in it. Oh? Ha! Oh, you humans! That retort alone was enough to bring you up to a full 10 out of 10. If you're so eager for my help, then alright, I'll help you save Earth. What are friends for? Alright! Goodness, I was so happy I didn't realize how late it was. We should really set up our sleeping bags. The Pew said night lasts about half. The Pew said night lasts about half as long as day here. If my math is right, that means night lasts about 12 hours. We can sleep a full 7 hours and still head through this cornfield before daybreak.
I'll keep night watch. You guys just go to sleep and don't worry about anything.
Thanks, Marine. This is going to be a problem. Rasputin. You gonna snipe that bitch again? Well, not again, but I don't think he never met her before. Alright, we're on to the phase 2 or something like that. Alright, I'm on second stratum. Oh, zooming in and out. Anyway, that's it for that. I'm gonna continue on for tomorrow for more Nahui Mictlan. there's gonna be a lot like stupid like formation restrictions, like mostly with Mash, Hirelight, Yuoka Marie, and Habitron, and then pretty much like I can't use my own servants, and the rest of the master can't do that too as well, like other masters. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next part of the live stream video. So, peace out and have a good night.